Man, listen, Biggie was a big teddy bear, man. He was so sweet. Now, he intimidating to see a big dude. But when you get to loving on him and squeezing on him, he is just a big teddy bear. He tried to work out every situation. He tried to make peace with everybody. That's why the world was so crushed when his life was, taken away so viciously. Like, everybody that knew him was like, man, no, it cannot. Big tried to fix everything and love on everybody. He even made all his women try to be friends. Like, Biggie was like the teddy bear of our century, for real. I miss him and love him so much. He would have made such a difference in the rap game today, yo.
The streets are mumbling about Biggie's murder again, and this time the person being emphasized for what she may have seen is DaBrat, who supposedly saw much more than she ever said.
Once again, landing, getting my page. I go to I'm looking at the news in the airport, and the Brat is sitting on the ground crying. I never forget that. Brat is sitting on the curb crying, and I'm like, what happened? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right on the corner of Fairfax and Wilshire, right there. So I'm like, yo, because everybody was outside. Like, how could that happen? Because people couldn't get in the party too. It wasn't like it was everybody's in the party. Nobody was outside. It was a lot of people outside, bro. So people saw it, right?
DaBrat was right in the thick of things, moving closely with Jermaine Dupri, creating hits, and mingling with the biggest names in the mid-90s, including Biggie and the entire Bad Boy crew. So the real question is, what did DaBrat witness, and did she manage to step away just in time? Back in the day, DaBrat was one of the few women navigating the male-dominated, high-pressure hip-hop scene, and not just surviving, she was thriving. She worked with Biggie, who even appeared in the remix video for her track Give It To You. DaBrat also ran in the same circles as Diddy, giving her a front-row seat to the wild parties, secret business deals, and the behind-the-scenes drama. Because of this, some people believe she saw things that made her quietly pull back. But have you ever wondered why she never got dragged into the deeper chaos that swallowed so many others from that era? It's like she saw the disaster coming and made the smart choice to step aside even before she distanced herself. Rumors were already swirling that she might have known what really happened to Biggie and what role Diddy might have played. It's been speculated for years that Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy Records and that Diddy wasn't willing to let him go without a fight. Many believe that this was a key factor in Biggie's death. According to a Rolling Stone expose on Diddy, several people claimed that Biggie and Diddy were never really close and that Diddy pushed Bad Boy employees to aggressively market life after death right after Biggie's passing, as if he was more concerned with the album's success than mourning his friend. Allegedly, even after Biggie's death, Diddy was still trying to grab the spotlight. Kirk Burroughs recounted an incident where Rolling Stone offered to feature Biggie on the cover to honor his legacy, but Diddy rejected the idea. Kirk said he told Diddy, "Let's honor Biggie now. You'll have your chance at a future cover," but Diddy reportedly said, "No, he's dead. I'm dropping my debut album No Way Out in July. I need that cover now." And that's how Puff Daddy landed on Rolling Stone's 1997 cover, branded as the new king of hip-hop. Rolling Stone later reported that Diddy admitted in an interview 2 years after the cover that Biggie's death significantly boosted his fame and sales. He reportedly said, "I think his passing added to the fame, about 2 million of the 5 million copies of No Way Out sold because of his death." It doesn't feel right, but that's the truth. Kirk also mentioned in the report that Diddy was jealous of Biggie's friendship with Tupac before their rivalry began. Diddy had wanted to be friends with Pac, but Tupac didn't respect him and wasn't interested. There's also a long-standing belief that Diddy may have played a part in Tupac's troubles. And let's not forget that Biggie's mother always believed that the LAPD was part of a conspiracy to cover up what really happened to her son. She openly claimed that LAPD detectives knew who was responsible for Biggie's murder, but deliberately kept the case from moving forward. She never understood why no arrests were made, despite investigators allegedly knowing the truth. To her, it seemed like a massive cover-up, where someone was clearly being protected. Biggie's mother even agreed to participate in the City of Lies project, which focused on the police corruption that suppressed the investigation. She became even more vocal about the corruption, saying, "I have strong hope. I don't care if it takes 40 years. Someone needs to be held accountable." According to her, those in power did everything they could to bury the case and avoid the truth from coming out. They wanted to protect themselves, secure their pensions, and avoid conflict, especially with East Coast figures like Biggie. She believed they intentionally stalled the investigation to sweep it under the rug. She also emphasized her decision to be part of City of Lies, further exposing the corruption. Adding to all this, Zhang Deal has publicly admitted that on the day Biggie was killed, his car had already been tagged, suggesting a setup from the very beginning.
So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle. And to separate it, that's where you get there was more than one people trying to kill us. You understand?
You're right.
That's where you get that at, brother. That there was more than one, different people was trying to kill us. Because somebody wanted to know, yo, if y'all gonna get big, here go the car with the stickers on it.
People are now saying that DaBrat knew who was beefing with who, what calls were made behind closed doors, and how things shifted after Biggie got to big. While she's always played it cool in public, there are clips and subtle comments where you can tell she's holding back, as if she knows way more than she's ever said. It's rumored that DaBrat knows some serious inside information about what.
Biggie was a personal friend of mine. He was an amazing person. He was like a big teddy bear, one of the sweetest people that I knew. And what was amazing about him to me was when we would go in the studio together, because we have a song together called a B-side, and I'm on a couple of those remixes that he did. It's my voice in the background that Jermaine Dupri did. But he would go in the studio and he wouldn't write anything down. So when I was writing with him, I would have my pen and paper and I would just be writing, and I'd be ready with my verse thinking that he ain't working. I got him beat. I'm finna beat him and go in the studio and record before him. Little did I know he had already wrote it in his head. He was the first person that I saw that never wrote anything down. And I don't know how he did that, because he could smoke you under the table. So I'm like, how you smoke so much weed and can remember that and not use a pen and paper to write it down? So Biggie was an amazing person, very talented, and I'm happy to have known him.
Diddy allegedly did to people, but she's always been too afraid to come forward with what she saw, possibly why she quietly distanced herself. Now, if the current buzz is true, DaBrat might be preparing to finally reveal those secrets, and fans are ready for all of it. On the flip side, some people argue that DaBrat might not be the best person to call Diddy out, considering her own history is pretty controversial. Most people are aware of that infamous incident involving an Atlanta Falcons cheerleader who worked part-time as a waitress and hostess at Studio 72, a nightclub in Tucker owned by Jermaine Dupri, while working a private Halloween party there. DaBrat attacked her. That assault led to DaBrat receiving a 3-year prison sentence, 7 years of probation, and 200 hours of community service. She was also ordered to undergo substance abuse treatment, a psychological evaluation, and anger management. According to the victim, Shayla, she was trying to walk away from DaBrat when DaBrat struck her over the head with a nearly full bottle of rum. Shayla later claimed that Jermaine Dupri and his security team failed to remove DaBrat from the venue and did not protect her during the incident. On top of that, Jermaine allegedly didn't get Shayla timely medical attention or report the attack to authorities because he wanted to avoid bad publicity for Studio 72. In the lawsuit, Shayla said she suffered blunt force trauma that caused brain damage. She also had deep cuts on her head and face, which left permanent scars and nerve damage. She argued that beyond the physical injuries and emotional pain, the attack essentially ended her career as a cheerleader and actress because of the visible scarring, which led to a major loss of income. Reports suggest that DaBrat still hasn't paid the full damages she was ordered to, which climbed to around $8 million from the original $6.4 million. And that wasn't her only run-in with the law. In an earlier incident, DaBrat was arrested after allegedly fighting with another woman over VIP seating at a Georgia nightclub. During that fight, DaBrat reportedly hit the woman on the head with a gun, sending her to the hospital where she needed 6 stitches. The following year, DaBrat pled guilty to reckless conduct, a misdemeanor, and was sentenced to 80 hours of community service, a $1,000 fine, and 1 year of probation. Because of all this, some people believe that given her own troubled past, maybe DaBrat should just stay out of this conversation. Still, no matter what people say about DaBrat, it's hard to ignore that she intentionally stepped away from those high-risk social circles to focus on her brand, her music, and eventually her media career. Some think that was more than just personal growth. It was a smart survival move. It's like she saw how dirty things were getting around Diddy and made a strategic exit, because we've all seen what happened to those who stayed too close to the fire. So now the real question is, was DaBrat just lucky, or was she smart enough to walk away in time? And what would happen if she ever decided to tell her side of the story? Would she reveal what she knows about Biggie's death? Would she confirm the whispers about what really went on inside the bad boy empire? Or is she staying quiet for a reason? Well,
so what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you don't want to miss out on the hottest celebrity news, make sure to subscribe to Daily Finder.